One day, when you're older, and I really mean this, I hope you don't look back in regret of the person that you could have become. The person that you probably spent time even writing out, mapping out, probably wrote down habits. This is what I want to look like. This is the life that I want to live. I hope that you don't feel the pain of regret when 5 years from now, 10 years from now goes by, and that you look back and realize you didn't not achieve your goals because you weren't capable or you didn't have the right IQ. You didn't achieve your goals or become the person that you could have become through lack of effort. That is the worst possible embarrassing metric that you want to lose on. If you're not going to achieve your goals, you best believe it's because of something way more difficult than the sheer lack of effort that you could have put in, that didn't require any special knowledge, didn't require any special traits or advantage, just pure effort. And you are capable of achieving what you want to do, no matter what anybody tells you, no matter where you come from. I don't care what upbringing you've had, the hand that you've had in life, the victimhood that you might be playing in your mind right now on an unconscious level that you don't even realize it. You're way more capable and you have the traits. But what you've got to do first at your core, you have to increase your effort. You have to be able to punt leisure or what you want to do that feels fun, and then go after the things every single day and work harder than you could possibly imagine until you're there. I want to explain something that's really important. There's this weird thing at the minute about whether psychology is important, and people that blame psychology for, I don't know, having a lack of understanding of technicals. And there is some truth in that. People do blame a lot of things without taking accountability of just working hard on a proven system. But my question always is, what after that? So once you know your system, you know your edge, you know what you're doing, then what? Right, so I want to explain something to you that's just really simple. So you see this graph here. This is essentially a measurement of your emotional state. Most people are 1 to a 2, 3 to a 5, so they're in this negative, pessimistic state and they don't even realize it. How you want to perform is at a 6 to an 8 and a 9 to a 10. So think about it like this. Imagine you've got a trader that knows his system, has a decent strategy, proven profitable edge, got some decent processes in place, has a checklist, etc. But they operate at a 3 to a 5. They are statistically highly likely to make a lot of errors, and that's why you'll find is, oh, how come I can't stick to my trading plan? Yeah, no shit, you can't stick to your trading plan because you've been brainwashed with this idea thinking that as long as you've got an edge you'll be sweet and everything will be fine. That's not how it works, and you guys know this, you can attest to it. So it's about putting yourself in this position to be 6 to an 8, 9 to a 10. Now, you're not going to be here all the time. You're most likely going to be a 6 to an 8 once you understand how to rewire the way that you think. Because remember, the mindset that you arrived with trading when you first started looking into trading is not the mindset that actually makes you successful in trading. And the quicker you come to terms with that, the more money you'll save, the less stress you'll have, and the quicker you'll progress towards trading the capital you want to trade. Most traders are anxious and they're greedy and they have so much FOMO, they have so much destructive behavior, and it's all in this state here and they don't even realize they operate in it. So I'm currently working on quite a lot of case studies and how I want to document that, how I want to kind of put that into the content. But essentially, this is beyond rewired, right? So this is your average trader, put it this way. They're in this steeper decline where they're technically equipped, so you'll find their equity curves, they look like this. So this is the going full-time section. So in Rewired, I have a section dedicated to traders that want to go full-time or funded, going through funded, whatever it is. So this is your edge. You have to have all of this. You have to be technically equipped, you have to be emotionally composed, and then you have to have patience and when it's going to happen. Now the steeper decline is where most traders live, and it's where they'll be in drawdown for such a long period of time and they won't face their errors that are emotionally stopping them getting to the next level. So yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. I am determined to get people in the right state of mind because look, I've been trading for 15 years, nearly coming up to 16 years. And what you have to understand is a lot of people that are under this impression that you just need a great edge, and most people are not doing well because they don't have a good edge. They've not been trading long enough. They don't realise there is trading psychology, as in literally the psychology of the market, the reason why people revenge trade, and the psychology behind why price does certain things like behaviours, etc. But there's also another element to it that cannot be fixed by just technicals alone, and that is in here. So I've often shared clips and I talk about like athletes. See yourself as a trader, as a mental athlete, because that's what you're doing. You're the one who's got to trade that account. You're the one who has to be calm under pressure. And if it was just about edge, why is it some of the top traders that you see, even in prop firms, if they go through a drawdown that they're not used to, so like 5, 6, -7, whatever it is, they mess things up massively, and they're already in the top percentage of the better traders and they still mess up. Why do you think that is? It's because they think that they're immune to the psychological issues that come up. What if someone's going through a divorce? What if just general day-to-day life, if you don't know how to manage that and you're not aware of it, it will mess up your trading and you will lose a lot of money. So this is why, to me, it's always laughable. It cracks me up, the level of self-awareness that people have to say, I don't think mindset is actually a big thing and it's too wishy-washy. Yes, there is a lot of bullshit. There is a lot of wishy-washy stuff. But this is why you learn from the best. If you want to learn something properly, you learn something that is thorough from an actual trader who knows what they're talking about versus just your self-help 101. There's a reason why people that even when they trade a 100% mechanical strategy, when they come into Rewired, their results improve. Explain that one then. Make that make sense. Anyway, I don't want to go too off of a rant. I'm lucky I've actually got a lot of this space to myself, so it's nice and quiet today, which is nice. So I'm going to finish a few things off. I've got the SMB later on that I'm going to crack on with. I've got a call with Ibby in a little bit as well. A few other meetings, emails to get back to, messages to get back to, and just across the board. It's been a really productive week. I covered a lot of the live sessions this week as well. So Live Trader, it's been phenomenal. So I really enjoyed that. And just overall everything that we've got coming. But the next 6 months, I'm telling you guys, need to crack on, can't afford not to. End of the year will be here quicker than you could possibly imagine. And if you're not where you want to be, it's because of you. It's because you didn't prepare, you didn't carefully plan as to what the actual game plan is. So get to work harder than you possibly think. How much money do you think you need to trade to go full time?
50k.
Yeah, because think about it like
50.
this. I saw someone say, was it 50k, 5% on 50k, and then you can go full time?
Yeah, that's 100% true. I don't disagree with that. Think about it. £10,000. If you save it up, let's say you work part-time job, you stack shelves, whatever, typical person, right? You stack shelves, £10,000, you save it. All you got to do is hit 15% a month on that, and you're sweet.
Easy.
You got minimum wage right there before tax. You're done.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think about that?
If you can do it on 10k, what's stopping you from doing it on 100 or 200?
Right, so it is the second half about to start. Portugal, France. Spain are already through. What a game that was, Spain-Germany. That was decent, actually. Just looking at the pool house, heading over to the office. I'm going to watch the second half there. Got work to be done. And something I think about a lot, right, and I get this question all the time, always around burnout. So, Mark, how do you deal with burnout? Or people feel like some form of guilt that not only are they burnt out, but they feel like they should be doing more. A lot of the times, you're not taking a step back and looking at your week and going, right, have I done a lot to contribute towards me living a better life? And you probably have. And you'll overlook all of that because you'll just go, well, I'm not making the money I want to make yet. So therefore that means that you're not where you want to be or whatever. And then you feel more guilt because you feel like I should be working harder, but I feel a little bit burnt out. I'll tell you why you're feeling more elements of, and I don't mean balance. I definitely don't mean that. I don't mean take breaks. I mean allocated time to improve you, to look after you, because when you're operating at your peak, and this is what Q3 is all about, peak performance, when you're operating at your peak, you're going to achieve way more anyway. But this guilt, you've got to get rid of that crap out of your mind, thinking, but Mark, I feel like I should just be doing a little bit more. Don't use that as some kind of mask, because what you're doing is you're disguising an insecurity of lack of belief. Because if you believe in yourself, and you looked at your goals that you'd done that day or that week, you would go, wow, like, I'm someone who is really switched on. I'm getting on with things every single day, every single week. How can I not be impressed with myself and count the wins? Don't use that as an opportunity to go, I feel like I could be doing a little bit more. It's a mask. lucky that Pickle is not down here, or she would have fucked you up. Right, let me transport this guy to another location. He is gone. He was not messing around. As soon as I let him out, see you later. The amount of times I just literally stand here, look at my house, think about things I've achieved, the person that I've become, the character that I've developed. I sit there and remember looking out of my window when I used to live in a council estate, and that everybody where I lived had no ambition, no dreams, there's no resources, there's no one, there's no contacts that you know that you can reach out to, there's no mentor, like these things don't exist. I look at the version that I was then and I'm just reminded of all of those little moments where I used to look out the window and just think, is this really it? Am I going to have this mundane life? Was I really brought on this earth just to live this average existence of get a 9-to-5 job, do something really basic and never really strive for anything bigger than that? And then I have to sit there and think, what, is this going to be our life forever where, well, my dad's not in the best of situations, so he can't get us out of this, so I have to step up, I have to become the man in the house, and I have to start doing something different or thinking different or become a different type of person. But I tell you this, the biggest switch for me was when I realised it's not about the resources that I'm going to get, it's not necessarily going to be the skill that I learn, because loads of people can learn skills, millions of people can learn skills, but very few prioritise levelling up their own character. They'll do that on video games, that's all good, but they won't do it themselves. They won't think, this is my character, how do I level up myself? And the moment that I had that switch, guys, that I realised, right, so it's the person that I need to become. If I become more valuable as an individual and I develop my skills, I develop negotiation, speaking, I develop my ability to be decisive, I work on this, emotional control, like all of these things are going to have a huge spin-off and help me in trading, in life, in business, and so many other things. So I think a lot of you are still under this illusion, especially because of the industry of your traders, you're still under this strange illusion that the mindset that you arrive with in trading is going to be enough. But if you think about the average person who gets into trading, they have an average mind. And it's not their fault, it's just that's what they've been exposed to, right? So the average person coming into trading has an average level of thinking. And what the industry does, and the gurus, they do really well, is that they will flip that narrative on its head and say, you just need to learn a system. The reason why you're not successful is because you just don't know your edge enough. And then what you do is feel this immense amount of guilt, and then you do strategy hopping after strategy hopping after strategy hopping, thinking, well, if I have more knowledge, surely that would put me in a position where I'd be successful. And like, here's my trading plan. And what keeps happening is that I've been trading for years and I find myself just not sticking to that plan and I lack the discipline to do it. Yes, because you know more about the market is going to teach you discipline. You developing your internal dialogue and becoming the type of person that is disciplined, correcting your self-image, your self-esteem, your identity, who you see yourself and operate as a person, is going to have a direct correlation between whether you are successful or not. But the industry does a really good fucking job of making you feel an extreme amount of guilt for not knowing more about the market. Or the reason why you're not successful is because you don't know fundamentals, you don't know how money works, and that's why. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? It does not matter about what is going on in the world. You are looking for repeatable market behavior in the markets and in yourself.